Going down to the wire, who will get their hands on the sport's biggest prize and be crowned the 2012 World Speedway Champion? Just 2 points separate the top two of Chris Holder and Nicky Pedersen after 11 intensely contested rounds. Voyens was graced with clear skies for its SGP farewell. It was a night, however, when some stars shone brighter than others. Nicky P's title assault went supernova, rocketing into the final with 16 points at the expense of Greg Hancock. Herbie's hopes of retaining his champ status fell into a black hole with his semi-final exit. It was disappointment too for young pretender Holder. A wide orbit in his semi saw the Australian relegated to the back, missing out on a grand finale showdown with title rival Pedersen. Hancock and Holder watched anxiously on as the main Dane lined up with a surprise package of wildcard Michael Jepsen-Jensen, Emil Saifutinov and Jason Crump. Nicky's gating had been at light speed all evening, and once again he didn't fail to deliver on launch. The three-time world champion hit the front and looked on course for his first ever GP win on home shale until fellow Dane and World Cup teammate Jensen intercepted the 36-year-old going into the final lap, sending him ruthlessly towards the fence. Nicky held on for second as the youngster crossed the line to notch up a maiden Grand Prix victory on the track where he learned to ride Speedway. The home fans went ballistic at the Danish 1-2 finish, a fitting tribute to the Voyens legacy that has created so many champions. Saifutinov's third on the night sees him move into the top four, 1 point ahead of Crump and Gollop. But it's all about the top three. Greg can mathematically catch the duo at the top to keep his crown, but he'll need the pair to slip up, being 10 points behind. Pedersen's on a roll and is determined to catch Holder, who's riding on his home Polish track. The pressure is on for all as we head to the Marianne Rose Motor Arena in Torrent. So just how are the contenders holding up?
Yeah, pretty good. A little bit nervous, but I can handle it. It's just things have got to go your way a little bit, I think, and a little bit of luck and just keep cool.
I know the feeling how Chris is going through at the moment. I did it myself in 2003. I got respect for him, and I know he can do it if things is working for him, but it can also go the other way because nerves, that's not something you can handle all the time.
I'm the kind of guy who I don't beat my competitors down. I don't play mind games like some of them do, but it's racing, you know, and he's got probably nerves of steel that's hard to beat, and you know, that's going to be my toughest competition in that sense.
I haven't ruled Greg out by any means. 10 points is nothing at all. You know, if we get 9 or 8 points and he ends up winning the meeting on 20 points, he's the champ. So I don't think he's out of it by a long shot.
I definitely think I can approach this better than somebody else because I've been through it 3 times before. I won't take it any special than I did in Voyens. I think that the hard work had to be done in Voyens because I was 11 points behind. And now I'm only 2 points behind. Anything can happen. I'm not going to go out and think, now I can lose the World Championship. I can only go out and win it.
There's a lot of pressure riding on a lot of guys, including myself, you know. But, you know, Chris is probably the guy who's under tremendous pressure. First of all, he's leading the series. He's the new kid on the block, so to speak.
I've never been in this position. Probably the biggest meeting I've ever been involved in, and I think you got to treat it like that. You can't just be all blasé about it. You got to be serious. And had Sweden finals and a few other meetings, which was good. You know, it didn't give me a lot of time to think about this weekend. And you know, now it's here. A lot of things are happening. All the lead up to it and everything else is definitely hyped up.
Riding it as quote, home track in Poland, which never really adds to anything unless you're Thomas Goldman, Bydgoszcz.
I've done many laps around here, so even if the track's not really the same, I know which lines are to go and sort of what changes to make at what time. So, yeah, I think it's a massive advantage to be here.
I know it's his home track, you know, but sometimes it can be going against him because you think it's your home track, but this is a Grand Prix. You have to realize that. So
I never wish anything bad on my competitors. I just wish them not as good as me. I'm motivated, I'm excited, nervous as hell, and I smell gold.
Sadly, that burning desire for World Championship success has faded for one icon of the sport. Jason Crump has called time on his Grand Prix career. Torrent will be his last. After 145 GPs, 23 wins, 3 titles, and 17 years. At 37, he's decided 2012 will be his last. But why now?
Feels right. It's been a long time in the Grand Prix, and I've had a lot of success. I've been able to achieve a lot of the things I set out to achieve, and I can't tell you why now. Just, it feels right. It's the right time to go.
Australia's most successful rider has been a triple winner at Cardiff, Copenhagen and Prague, but it's his decade of consecutive world top 3 finishes that he's most proud of.
that 10-year run in the top 3 gives me almost as much pleasure as being able to say I've been world champion 3 times. And, you know, the level of consistency and commitment and, you know, everything else that goes with it. Mechanically, you have to be up to scratch every year. Physically, your body has to be pretty well right, you know, all the time to be able to get those sort of results. And to have that next to my name is something I am very, very proud of. To win the World Championship in 2004 was probably a defining moment, not only in my career, but in my life as well, because up until then it had been a case of so near yet so far away. And I don't know if I could have taken that for many more years.
Jason's love affair with Parkin continued with him winning this year's 10th anniversary. But he believes it's time for the next generation to grab the X Factor limelight.
You know, the Grand Prix is an exciting series, and I think that it's time that some of the younger guys stepped up. Chris Holder's done a fantastic job this year, and there's many more young guys. It's maybe not a sport for such old guys. I think the younger guys need to come in and start to shine.
Crump stepping down has thrown a lifeline to 9th place Andreas Jonsson, who's 21 points away from a top 8 position, an automatic qualification for 2013. He's now guaranteed a place next year. Joining him will be Krzysztof Kasperzak, who won an enthralling GP Challenge meeting at the Millennium Stadium in Gorishan. The Pole was top scorer on the night with 11. But the remaining 2 spots went to a series of runoffs, with no less than 5 riders in contention. In the deciding race, Slovenia's Mati Zegar, together with Denmark's World Cup winning captain Niels Christian Iversen, booked their return to the big time. All have had previous SGP experience, but will be hoping 2013 will be the year they establish themselves at the top level of the sport. 17,000 fans packed the Marianne Rose Motor Arena for SGP's season finale. There was huge support for the home Polish riders and Torrens' very own Chris Holder. Would this be the last parade as world champion for Greg Hancock? Emotional scenes as he stepped out with Jason Crump, who was taking it all in. Heat 1 saw Martin Vasilik standing in for the injured Kenneth Bier once again. Hans Andersen made a fine start, but Vasilik swept around the outside to take the 3 points in fine style. Chris Holder watched on as Nicky Pedersen and Greg Hancock took to the shale in Heat 2, but both were overshadowed by none other than Mr. G, Tomasz Golub. At his best, he rode a tapes-to-flag victory for the 3 points. But it was a close and intense affair between Pedersen and Hancock, both desperate for the points, with the current champ clinging on for an important 2nd place. Pedersen had to settle for 3rd. Greg now only 7 behind Pedersen, who in turn had narrowed the deficit on Holder to just a point. Emil Saifudenov, keen to build on his podium finish in Voyens, lined up in red in Heat 3 and made the start over Antonio Lindbach, who initially was in 3rd behind Harris. But the on-form Swede, who's enjoying a stunning second half to the season, battled hard to pass the Brit and secure 2 points. Heat 4 and all eyes on blue as Chris Holder lined up against fellow Australian Jason Crump. And showing none of the pre-meeting nerves, Holder made a sweet start and got the drive off turn 2 to fire himself past Crump down the back straight. Jason got it wrong going into turn 3 and allowed Freddie Lindgren a gap to steal 2nd spot. But it was a dream start for Holder. The home fans were going wild, sensing a special night ahead. Greg Hancock watched on, sensing his reign as world #1 was coming to a close. The gap between himself and Holder, now 11. A poor start from Tomasz Golub from the white gate in Heat 5 left him trailing as Lindgren and Andersen challenged for the lead into turn 2. A ruthless move from Fast Freddy left the Dane with nowhere to go, and he was pushed to the back. Golub, meanwhile, came through for 2nd. Another pivotal moment in the battle for this year's title as Hancock had a chance to close the gap on Holder in Heat 6. Pedersen watched on as once again there was a steely determination from Holder, who kept his focus and cool to make it 2 wins out of 2. Meanwhile, Hancock was battling over a single point with Jarek Campbell, but to no avail. The pole came back after being initially passed by the American. This left Holder 14 points ahead of the grin. The champ's days as #1 certainly look numbered, hey, Sam Armolenko?
With that result, Greg Hancock's surely got to be looking forward. 14 points behind Chris Holder. It's a tough game for the current world champion.
So, looks all over for Greg Hancock's title charge, but Nicky Pedersen's still very much alive. As we build up to heat number 7 here, Antonio Lindbach goes off the inside in the red helmet colour, rider number 12. Jason Crump goes off gate number 2 in blue. Nicky Pedersen, keep your eyes on him, off gate number 3 in white. And Martin Vasilik going off the outside in yellow. Nicky hanging on in there, pushing Chris Holder as hard as he can.
Yeah, he's got to keep that pressure on. Greg looks on to see what's going on there, but if Chris Holder drops any points, Nicky can definitely benefit from them.
Well, just the 1 point so far. It's vital that Pedersen makes a good start off gate number 3. It looks reasonable so far, but Lindback's made a good one off the inside gate. Now Pedersen is going to charge through the middle, crumps up the inside as well, but Lindback holds the line. Pedersen is second right now. Third is Martin Vasilik, and Pedersen looks as though he's spinning up, and Vasilik has come around the outside.
Vasilik did a good job getting himself in that second spot. There comes Nicky up the inside. He's got to get a bit more speed to keep that pace. Looks like he's losing out on this one, Nigel.
Absolutely, it looked as though he lacked speed and Vasilik was there. Right place, right time. But Antonio Lindback is looking superb here. This would put him on 5 points out of 6, and Pedersen is losing even more ground. Jason Crump is at the back right now. The lead here is with Antonio Lindback in red. Martin Vasilik is second. Third is Nicky Pedersen, and when you bear in mind that Chris Holder has got 2 wins from 2 rides, and Nicky Pedersen is just going to pick up 2 points from 2 rides, the world title race is very much in Chris Holder's hands now. It couldn't have gone much better for Holder. For Lindback, a fantastic ride and a super win under his belt. Lindback the winner, Martin Vasilik was second, Nicky Pedersen was third after conceding that second place, and Crump at the back. Confirmation then, Pedersen only 2 points, but Chris Holder, the man leading the World Championship, a maximum man so far.
Yeah, 6 points over this guy, Nicky Pedersen. Really puzzled why his bikes aren't going up the pace. He really needs to step it up.
He won't give up, Nicky Pedersen, you can be sure of that. Chris Holder, meanwhile, in a great position, but knows there's still a long way to go. Andreas Johnson made a good start in heat number 8, but it was a super race. And watch out for Mats Janowski, the man in yellow who charged up the inside, and the home hero brought the crowd to their feet. A stunning ride by the wild card. Janowski was out again in the next one off gate 2 in blue, and he was up against world champion Greg Hancock off the inside in red. But what a move from Antonio Lindback, who continued his storming run of form. The Brazilian-born Swede with 2 wins from his opening 3 outings. It's tough for Hancock now. Normally, with the grin, is gritting his teeth right now. He knows that the title is surely beyond him. Heat number 10, and Thomas Golub, the 2010 world champion, going off gate number 2 in blue, made a sensational start. But watch out for his fellow countryman Jarek Hampel in yellow. It all went wrong for him a little bit later. It's been a tough return to the Grand Prix series for Hampel, and he pulled out of the race with mechanical gremlins. For Golub, though, he looked very smooth and very stylish ahead of Bjarne Pedersen and the retiring Jason Crump. Golub 8 points out of a possible 9, but not going well on Jason Crump's farewell appearance in Grand Prix Speedway. Heat number 11 coming up, and another appearance for the championship leader Chris Holder in yellow, 6 points ahead of Nicky Pedersen right now, and looking in a comfortable position, but this man will never give up. And when you bear in mind the grand final of a Grand Prix offers 6 points for a winner, well, there's still a way to go. Peter Young goes off the inside in the red helmet colour from Sweden. Chris Harris, gate 2 in blue. Gate 3 is Martin Vasilik, 5 points to his name so far. And the maximum man, Chris Holder, is going off the outside gate. Can Holder make use of all his Torren track knowledge? He rides here for Torren in the Polish League. He's made a decent start, but it's a long way to that first turn, and he's being squeezed out towards the fence, and he's at the back now. The lead here is with Peter Young. Watch out for Chris Harris as well, and Vasilik coming around the outside. Holder now tries the inside line, comes through into third. Every point is absolutely vital.
That's right, Chris has got to really keep pushing it on. He's on the inside there, trying to just get on the inside of Vasilik. He's got to keep the pressure on just up front there. Peter Lung's doing a good job, but they're all bunching up now, Nigel.
Yeah, Chris Holder really winding it on, but it's so tough to get past the rider with the determination of Martin Vasilik. Peter Young has the lead, Vasilik second, Holder is third. Nicky Pedersen will be watching this with interest in the pits, because he can see the World Championship leader potentially dropping points as Vasilik comes around the outside. Super speedway into the last lap of heat number 11, and Vasilik with the speed down the back straight. That is a sensational move ahead of Peter Young in red. Chris Holder looks like he's going to have to settle for just the 1 point. Vasilik punches the air. Great race of speedway in heat number 11. Wonderful ride from the Slovakian Martin Vasilik. Peter Young was second. Chris Holder has dropped 2 points for the first time tonight and moves on to 7. And that opens the door for Nicky Pedersen to pounce in his next ride. Holder knows there's still a lot of work to do. Checking the monitors, checking the scores. He knows that there is still plenty of work ahead tonight. Heat number 12. Riders ready here. Freddie Lindgren going off the inside. Andreas Jonsson off 2. Sai Fudenhoff off 3. Nicky Pedersen off the outside. Holder watches his nearest rival. Keep your eye out for the man in yellow off the outside gate. Nicky Pedersen! What a ride from the outside gate! Pedersen now down the back straight, gets the drive. Stunning ride from Nicky Pedersen. Lindgren's charging hard for second to get the better of Sai Fudenhoff. He's going to try and return the compliment as well. We're getting some spectacular speedway here in Torren. But Sam, significantly, Nicky Pedersen has just seen Chris Holder drop 2 points, and he is making no mistake here.
Yeah, Chris Holder's only home knowledge of that gate 4 didn't work out for him, but look at Nicky taking full advantage. Way out in front, Freddie's putting the pressure on, working that outside, leaving the hole open. Here comes him. Oh, the race is on for second.
Every point is battled for with great fierce determination. But Nicky Pedersen goes into the last lap here and is looking set for a victory. And finally, it looks as though his setup is right. It still looks here as though he has got the right setup to go on and perhaps stage a storming comeback. Look at the battle for second as well.
Yes.
Whoa, what a race. Sai Fudenhoff and Freddie Lindgren go head-to-head there. And I think Sai Fudenhoff may just have nicked that. Pedersen takes a victory. Sai Fudenhoff indeed second. Freddie Lindgren was third. Andreas Jonsson at the back. Great speedway. And on the night, 3 vital points for Pedersen. 2 behind Chris Holder on the night. 4 overall. But what a night so far for the brilliant Brazilian-born Swede Antonio Lindback.
I'm more relaxed. I'm more fun out there, you know, and I have a good team who stands behind me and help me, you know, and it's nice for me to start scoring good points. My head is good and it's working good.
Well, it's taking shape nicely tonight. The race for the World Championship. Nicky Pedersen, the man on your screen, is just 4 points behind this man, Chris Holder, and they go head-to-head in heat number 13. Who will come out on top? Join us after the break.
Speedway Grand Prix.
Welcome back to Torren, and it's the FIM Torren Speedway Grand Prix of Poland, and it is lively as we expected. Tonight, when the world title will be decided, this man, Nicky Pedersen, second place, 4 points behind Chris Holder, and the pair of them go head-to-head here. You join us at a perfect time if you have only just joined us, because the top 2 in the world are about to do battle here in heat number 13. Nicky Pedersen, Bjarne Pedersen, Chris Holder, Hans Andersen. What a race, heat number 13. Across the grid, Nicky's off the inside in red, rider number 10. Gate 2 in blue is Bjarne Pedersen, no relation to Nicky. And gate number 3 is the series leader, Chris Holder. Could this be his night? And off the outside is Hans Andersen. 3 Danes and a sole Australian doing battle here.
And a freshly groomed racetrack here. They've just been working on it. Whether the inside will help or whether Chris Holder's track knowledge, as you've already mentioned, can pull him around Nicky Pedersen, the guy that's pushing real hard, only 4 points behind him.
Gate number 3 hasn't been the best so far. Can Holder make that start? He's made a good one, and he's got the drop on Nicky Pedersen in that first turn. Whoa, smooth as you like, and look at the speed Chris Holder has generated down that back straight. Nicky Pedersen is second, Bjarne Pedersen is third, but Chris Holder is kicking on. He's so popular here. You can hear the roar of the crowd, and the 3 Danes are trailing well behind. Look at the lead he's got here, Sam.
Beautiful start. He's not even looked back. Nicky's now struggling to keep these guys behind him. What a contrast. The one race before that, Chris Holder went out there and was barely even on pace with the front runners. Now he's turned his bike around. Nicky now's getting swallowed up.
Well, this is unbelievable. Nicky Pedersen being chased hard by Bjarne Pedersen and Hans Andersen, and Chris Holder has got the race completely under control. We thought it'd be a close contest, but look at the margin of the lead for Chris Holder. Is his name on the trophy? Is it meant to be for the Australian, the 25-year-old? He takes a significant step forward in the race for the title. Wonderful ride. With Nicky Pedersen second, Hans Andersen came up on the rails to challenge Bjarne Pedersen there in heat number 13. That's the battle for third. It looks like Andersen has just got the drop. And what a ride from Chris Holder. Simply stunning. Holder the winner with Nicky Pedersen second. Hans Andersen was third. And Bjarne Pedersen at the back. How significant will that result prove to be in the final reckoning? Holder on 10, Pedersen on 7. Holder now 5 points ahead in the world title race. He knows how vital that result could be.
Nicky, the start of the night's plan didn't work.
No, it's we started when we finished up the practice yesterday. I felt very fast yesterday, but obviously, you know, the weather a little bit. It's no excuse, but it doesn't really go forward today. It's I'm struggling with the speed, but I have to take the hat off of Chris. You know, he knows the circles around. You know, he's extremely good. He's from heat 1 he dialed in, but I don't give up yet. You know, if we both can make the semi-final, you know, and then see what happens there if both goes through or not.
Typical fighting talk from Nicky Pedersen. Heat number 14 and a tremendous start to the race. It looked here in the early stages as though Jari Kampel had got the race under control, but then lingering on the inside, and watch out for Lindback around the outside in yellow. His stunning run of form continued. 11 points from 4 rides and leading the meeting as well. What a transformation from the first half of the season. Drama in heat 15 at the start as well. Tensions running high. Emil Saifuganov moved at the start. Craig Ackroyd, the referee, said all 4 riders back for an unsatisfactory start. So quite clearly nerves coming into it at the starting gate here, Sam. Understandable, it's a high-pressure night. Saifuganov, of course, has the chance to chase down 4th place. Mats Janowski is off the inside, Martin Vasilik off 2, Emil goes off 3, and Golub is off the outside, and Emil has a chance of taking 4th place in the world from Thomas Golub.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much gifted there. He almost hit the tape, but like you said, with Thomas Golub on the outside of him, too, he's got to get to that dirt line first.
Some would argue he's lucky to have another opportunity here because he punished himself there, and look at that from Golub, sweet as you like. But the lead early on here is with Mats Janowski. Watch out for Golub, is there enough room? Yes, there is! Thomas Golub at his best, and what a delight to watch. Janowski second, Saifuganov is charging hard now in 3rd place, and trailing at the back is Martin Vasilik. But the lead here is with Thomas Golub, world champion 2 years ago, wants to bow out this year on a high and lay a marker down that he's going to be back next year.
Yeah, just looked over his shoulder there. He stopped out in front there. He's just going for it. He's using the racetrack. Lots of dirt up on the high line, typically where Thomas likes to ride. Looks really comfortable.
Yeah, Golub looking set fair for his 3rd win of the night. He really is looking comfortable and back to his best. 2nd place is Mats Janowski, the wild card, who's had a good night tonight, has acquitted himself very well indeed. Saifuganov is 3rd, but we're seeing Golub kicking on up front and looking set for another fantastic win. And listen to the roar of the home fans. They're so passionate about their speedway here in Poland. And Thomas Golub can already start preparing for a place in the semi-finals. He's still got the desire, he's still got the passion. He wants to kick on at the age of 42. Golub the winner, Janowski was 2nd, Emil Saifuganov was 3rd, and Martin Vasilik trailed in at the back. This is what it means. Golub joins Lindback at the top of the leaderboard on 11 points. What a ride.
Yeah, looking really good out there and enjoyed it. Off that outside gate, Emil finally settled down for the 2nd attempt of this start. And there's Thomas up in the high line, forgets about the boys on the inside, has a little bit of pressure going into turn 3, but never really looked back from there. Here's another view of Thomas just making an excellent start off that gate 4.
Yep, typical Gollop gets the drive, and then that superb swoop down the back straight, making it look so simple. Now, Greg Hancock not mathematically out of the title race still. If he can pick up a couple of wins to round off the qualifying races, who knows? Chris Harris going off the inside in red. The Great Britain man. Gate 2 is Greg Hancock in blue. Andreas Johnson has been well below his best. He goes off gate 3. And Jason Crump is going off the outside gate on his farewell appearance in the Grand Prix Series. What a legend of the series he's been. And quite clearly struggling for points tonight. But Nicky Pedersen still looking fairly relaxed, knowing that he's the man that has to chase hard for the title tonight. A little bit of movement to the start, and Greg Hancock off gate number 2, looking to get the drive, but what about that from the inside gate? And Chris Harris has the lead. Crump's coming through as well, but Hancock, now here comes Hancock's super move into turn 3. He's still got the pace, he's still got the passion as well, and going into lap 2, Greg Hancock looking good here, Sam.
Yeah, he does. He come out of gate 2's looking really sweet out there in front right now, but Chris Harris is holding on to that second place. AJ there in last place is trying to pick up a point. Here comes Crumpy, putting Harris under a little bit of pressure. But as you say, Greg Hancock definitely doing the business on this one.
Yeah, well, this will do. Greg's chances of qualifying for the semi-finals, the power of good. Here comes Crump up the inside of Harris. Harris won't let Crump go through easily, but that's a fine move.
Oh, one more time.
Now Harris returns the compliment. Good speedway here. Harris in second, Crump in third. Johnson is in the back and Crump's coming back for more. But it looks as though Hancock's going to do enough and take the checkered flag. A vital victory for Greg Hancock. Jason Crump just about gets the drop for second ahead of Chris Harris, but good speedway there in heat number 16.
Yeah, this racetrack is producing good lines for all the riders. Greg took that one from gate 2, did really good work out of there.
Ahead of Crump, Harris and Johnson. A vital victory for Greg Hancock. Those 3 points move him on to 7 now from 4 rides.
Greg, you needed that win.
Yeah, exactly. It's a battle. I'm always trying to get a good start, and had a good one there, and made the racing fun again.
Watching it, it looks like the track's coming good now. Is that how it feels as a rider?
Yeah, it's probably coming back into the way it was yesterday, in the practice, and how it is normally in the league meetings too. So we're all starting to get a little bit more comfortable and adapted.
As the night pans out now, it looks like a medal, maybe not the one you wanted, but a medal this year would still be a good result.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris he's on fire tonight, and you can see the man wants to be the champ. So hard man to catch, but I got to go for what I can.
Yep, certainly on great form, but it looks like the end of an era in the next race. Jason Crump, the Grand Prix highest all-time point scorer, about to bow out of Grand Prix Speedway. Chris Holder leads the World Championship by 5 points, with Greg Hancock on 142. But the end of an era is coming up in heat number 17, with Jason Crump saying farewell.
Speedway Grand Prix.
Welcome back to Torun, and it is the FIM Torun Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. A packed house here, magnificent atmosphere, and a few Australian flags around the stadium, hoping for a new world champion. But right now, they're about to pay tribute to a Speedway Grand Prix great. Jason Crump, we will miss him. He's announced his retirement from Grand Prix racing, and this is his farewell ride. Hans Andersen goes off the inside in red. Peter Young goes off gate number 2 in blue. Jason Crump, who's unlikely to reach the semi-finals now tonight, so therefore this is his farewell appearance, heat 17, and Emil Saifudanov going off the outside gate. Drew Street, his uncle, who has pushed him off like he did in 1995, And it's a good start from Crump off gate number 3, but Hans Andersen holds that line now. Coming through up the inside is Emil Seifuganov. What a ride from the man in yellow. Super ride. Andersen is second. Jason Crump won't do anything silly. You can be sure of that. He's holding 3rd place right now. And Peter Young is at the back. But Sam, this race all about Jason. What a rider he's been.
Yeah, emotions will be flying high right now. Doesn't want to make any mistakes. Just want to enjoy it. He's done it right. He's going out as a true ambassador to the sport, enjoying every minute of this race, I'm sure.
Yep, he is the all-time leading Speedway Grand Prix point scorer. He's a 3-times world champion. And now he is going to bow out and I'm sure take a lap of honour in front of this sellout crowd here in Torun. The lead is with Emil Seifuganov. He's got the race in the bag, barring any mechanical disasters. Hans Andersen is second, but Jason Crump goes into turns 3 and 4 for the final time as a Grand Prix Speedway rider. The end of an era here in Torun tonight before a new world champion is crowned. Emil Seifuganov with a fantastic win. It's a big win for him as well because that is enough to take him through to the semi-finals. But for Jason Crump, a lap of honour and a standing ovation from this appreciative Torun crowd. Plenty of Australians waving the flag with pride here. But Jason Crump, well, the end, as we say, of a fantastic Grand Prix career. Seifuganov the winner, Andersen second, Crump was third, and Peter Young at the back. Seifuganov now moving on to 11 points. That's enough to get him through to the semi-finals. Jason Crump's night is over, and indeed his Grand Prix career. But what a career it's been. And the sport, the Grand Prix, is certainly going to miss him.
You know, when you're going to let that clutch out for the last time, I couldn't imagine what he's going through his mind right now. I'm sure he wants to make a good start and go out and see if he can win this one, but comfortably thinking about it, he looks to the inside there, sees that he's not out in front, rides it through, and waves goodbye.
Jason, that really was it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's done. Bit of a funny night, you know, with so many well wishes and you know, positive words about my career. It was really hard to get the head into gear for tonight.
And I loved the wonderful reception from the crowd when you did your last lap.
Yeah, thank you very much to the fans. You know, they haven't always taken to me in Poland, but I think in the last 10 years they've appreciated that I give everything when I race. And honestly, I'm glad it's done. It's a relief. It's a weight off my shoulders now. And top a good day off would be to see Chris Holder crowned world champion. So come on, Chris.
So typical of Jason Crump, doesn't want to steal the limelight on a night when a world champion will be crowned. Chris Harris goes off the inside in red here in a big heat number 18. Jarek Hampel is off gate 2. Nicky Pedersen needs points here to get into the semi-final, and Matt Sayanovsky is going off the outside in yellow. The pressure is on the man off gate number 3 in white. Chris Holder watching on, hoping that Pedersen can drop some more points here. We know he's not been at his best, but you cannot write Pedersen off at any time. Gate number 3 is what it's all about, and he's not quite got there. Chris Harris has. Coming through up the inside as well is Jarek Hampel, and watch out for the man in yellow. Matt Sayanovsky really having a go here in heat number 18, and Nicky Pedersen comes through, but the lead, somewhat surprisingly, is with Chris Harris, and Pedersen's been relegated to 3rd again.
Well, I tell you what, Nicky Pedersen's been complaining a little bit about not getting the setup, but Chris Harris has stolen the setup. Nicky's now in 3rd, struggling to even get a point.
Yeah, Pedersen needs to hang on to that 3rd place at least, or Chris Holder will know his job is done without turning a wheel now. And Chris Harris, who is looking to round off a pretty disappointing 2012 Grand Prix campaign for him in style here. Matt Sayanovsky, the wild card, holds 2nd place right now. 3rd is Nicky Pedersen, and that point may just be enough for Pedersen to hang on to his slim hopes of taking a 4th world title. But Harris, he heads home with a victory to his name. He'll be happy with that. Some kind of consolation for the Great Britain man. And, well, is that 3rd enough for Pedersen? Harris from Janowski. For Nicky Pedersen in 3rd. Jarek Hampel, well, his season, of course, decimated by injury. He finishes the night there with a last place. Nicky Pedersen on 8 points, just in the top 8. As we say, only just. If he drops out, then the title will go to Holder. Now, Pedersen can only watch and wait.
Nicky Pedersen really wanted to make a good start out of gate 3, but he didn't quite get there first. He had to settle for coming out behind Chris Harris, and up the inside there was Martin Janowski. following Chris Harrison to turn 3. Nicky makes a cutback, desperately trying to get into second place. The race is on now. Here comes Janowski right back at him. And oh boy, the pressure was on the poor guy. He's got a lot of work to do still, Nigel.
Certainly has, and Pedersen, as we say, can only nervously watch now and hope that his world title hopes remain intact. It's all about Chris Holder and what he is going to do in heat number 20. But here now, we see in heat number 19, Greg Hancock will be going off the outside gate, looking to strengthen his claims for a bronze medal at least, maybe even a silver. And Martin Vasilik going off the inside in red here, the Slovakian. Bjarne Pedersen goes off gate number 2 in the blue helmet colour. Freddie Lindgren goes off gate 3 in white. And going off the outside is Greg Hancock in the yellow helmet. Jason Crump offering a little bit of support for his fellow countryman Chris Holder, trying to keep him cool, calm and collected. Hancock, twice world champion, off the outside gate. Can he get there? It's a super start here from Martin Vasilik in red. Watch out for Hancock, he's got loads of speed. Tries the inside line. Vasilik holds the line though. That's a good move by Martin Vasilik. Lindgren comes through into third. Bjarne Pedersen is at the back. Hancock now holding second place and tries desperately to hang on to it under pressure from Freddie Lindgren here, but Hancock cannot afford to slip up here now.
Yeah, Vasilik out in front. Look at Greg right there. He's got to just kind of keep the balance of keeping that second place. Looking pretty good right now. Freddie's just dropped back, gone to the outside. Hancock on the inside, chasing down Vasilik.
Well, this is impressive from Martin Vasilik because this would ensure that he can look forward to the semi-finals again. Remember, he's only in as an injury placement to Kenneth Pierre, and what a series he's had on the occasions that he's been called up. Missed the last round through illness, but he's back, he's winning races, and he's on his way through to the semi-finals of the FIM Torrance Speedway Grand Prix of Poland, as is Greg Hancock. Super ride from Martin Vasilik, and this big crowd in this magnificent arena appreciates his efforts, that's for sure. Vasilik the winner, Greg Hancock was second, Freddie Lindgren was third, Bjarne Pedersen trailed in at the back. That's the 19 of the 20 qualifying races now, and it means that Nicky Pedersen goes down to 8th place on the countback. He's just still in the semi-finals. The race for the World Championship, Holder 155, Pedersen 151, Hancock 144. So, chance for Chris Holder to extend his lead going into the semi-finals here. Can he do it off gate number 2? Let's confirm the lineup for you. Tomasz Gollop, he won't do him any favours, he's off the inside in red. Chris Holder off 2, Antonio Lindback, one of the best riders on the night. Gate 3, and Andreas Jonsson is going off the outside in yellow. Holder will be feeling the pressure off gate number 2, I'm sure, Sam.
No doubt about it. Tomasz Gollop's only dropped 1 point, and Antonio Lindback is in the best form as he's been in his whole career, I believe, at the end of this series so far.
Holder off 2, what can he do here? What can he make of it? It's a superstar from Tomasz Gollop. Holder now will try the switch up the inside. Jonsson's there as well, somewhat surprisingly. He's been out of form tonight, but Jonsson holds second place now. The lead is with Tomasz Gollop. Andreas Jonsson is second. Chris Holder now working hard with Lindback at the back. Holder's going to push Jonsson. He's going to try the inside line. Here comes Chris Holder. Can he do enough down that back straight? Oh, every point is vital here,
yeah,
Sam.
Chris Holder definitely got that second place over AJ there. Antonio's trailing at the back, surprisingly, but look at Thomas go way out in front. That's a good pace center. I tell you what, Chris Holder's got to do some work now.
Certainly has, holding that second place. It's 2 more points towards his ultimate aim of winning the World Championship. The way it is at the moment, Nicky Pedersen is hanging on the countback for a place in the semi-final. So the title race is not all over yet. It's going to go down to the semis at least here in Torrance to decide the world title. What a ride from Tomasz Gollop. He's through on 14 big points. A magnificent display from Mr. G, and the home fans are absolutely delighted with that. The result then of heat number 20, it's a win for Tomasz Gollop, Chris Holder in second, Andreas Jonsson third, and Antonio Lindback at the back.
Yeah, what a start there from Thomas, right up that inside in the red. AJ on the outside in the yellow helmet color, tries to squeeze in there, see if he can get in second, but just there, Chris Holder now starts putting it on. He's in the blue, he then comes underneath AJ and just squeezes him up the back straightaway as he lifts. AJ gives it up, and Chris Holder follows TJ right through the finish line there.
Well, 2 more hard-fought points. It's a 6-point gap going into the semi-finals. That can be wiped out in the grand final itself, so it's still very much game on. Nicky Pedersen can still rescue this. The standings overall then, on the night, after 5 rides apiece, confirmation, Nicky Pedersen, 8th place and final place for a semi-final spot on the countback after finishing level with Janowski and Freddie Lindgren. So, all about the pick for gate positions for the semi-finals. It's absolutely vital. Nicky won't get the best of picks because he finished as the lowest qualifier in 8th place. And Thomas Golub going for that inside gate, no major surprise.
Yeah, I tell you what, all the gates seem to be quite evenly. You have a chance. Greg's on that outside. I think the home track knowledge of Chris Holder will tell a story.
So we know that Nicky and Chris are going to go head-to-head in the second semi-final. What a race! The biggest race in World Speedway this year, and Nicky Pedersen is left with gate number 2. He will be alongside Chris Holder on the starting grid of semi-final 2. It doesn't get more dramatic than this in the race for the title.
Speedway Grand Prix.
Welcome back to the FIM Torun Speedway Grand Prix of Poland at this magnificent arena, purpose-built Speedway venue. Almost 18,000 fans sold out tonight. And what a semi-final lineup we have. Holder and Pedersen will go head-to-head in the second semi, but the first semi-final, and there was drama at the start. The wild card, Mats Janowski, rolling at the start, and it was unsatisfactory, and referee Craig Ackroyd called all 4 back. So just to confirm the lineup then, Thomas Golub goes off the inside. What a night he's had. Mats Janowski has to behave himself here, goes off gate number 2 in blue. Martin Vasilik goes off gate number 3 in white. And Greg Hancock, going off the outside, would dearly love to go all the way through to the final. The US team manager, Richard Child,
Yeah, first place needed from that outside gate. Greg Hancock's got to pull it off now.
So, first semi-final here, and away from the start. It's a good one from Thomas Golub. Watch out for Hancock in yellow. He's got the drive, but Golub holds the line. His bikes are working beautifully tonight, Thomas Golub. Greg Hancock holds second place. Mats Janowski is third. Janowski, one of Greg Hancock's protégés, of course, has spent plenty of time with him in the early stages of his career. Vasilik is scrapping away there, looking for that third place, and he's come round the outside of Mats Janowski now. But Thomas Golub looking commanding and looking set for 17 points ahead of the final.
Yeah, as he's done all night long, he's making starts, only dropped 1 point so far coming into this semi-final, and Greg Hancock's following him through. It's a good place to be. They're just settling down now, finishing the race off.
Yep, second place for Hancock will do for a place in the final. That will bolster his chances of third place. The bronze medal, of course. Golub riding magnificently. He really is unstoppable right now. He's dropped just 1 point in 6 rides tonight. Can he go on and win the meeting and crown a fantastic night's work? Golub with the victory. Hancock second. The 2 world champions from the last 2 years, Thomas Golub and Greg Hancock. And Golub, look what it means to him. Fantastic ride. The first semi-final, Thomas Golub wins it with Greg Hancock second. They're going through to the final. Martin Vasilik third and Mats Janowski at the back. Their night is over, but they've done a great job tonight. Golub on 17, Hancock on 11. It's the bronze medal for Greg Hancock. That is secure. Many congratulations to him.
Yeah, it's a good place to be. All right, we'd like to have been a little bit higher than that, but you had to go out there and you have to race for it. And on the inside, Thomas Golub comes to the first corner just in front of Greg. Greg's up on the high line, and he just straightens his bike up right there, settles into second place, follows TJ through all the way through the whole race. A good ride. Here they are one more time out of the start. Look at Thomas working that bike. Greg follows him through. Perfect pairing going through. The top two guys in semifinal one.
Yep, fantastic achievement. Congratulations to Greg Hancock. He's sure of a rostrum spot. And depending on how Nicky gets on in the second semi-final, Greg can still claim a silver medal. It still could get even better. Now, here we go. The showdown. The one we've been waiting for. Holder beat Pedersen in Heat 13. Who will get the better of who here in this second semi-final? Chris Holder goes off the inside gate in red. Gate 2 in blue is Nicky Pedersen. Emil Seifudenov is off gate number 3. And Antonio Lindback goes off the outside. Nicky Pedersen, quite simply, has to qualify for the final to keep his title hopes alive if Holder is going to make it as well. There's tension and drama down in the pits. Could this be the race where we see a brand new world champion crowned? Watch out for Holder in red and Pedersen in blue. Going into that
Nicky makes a start.
Yeah, Pedersen makes a start.
Oh, down drama. Nicky goes down after making the start.
And the referee now has a big decision to make. Will he disqualify one of those riders? Holder off the inside is the championship leader.
Oh, I tell you what, Nigel. Chris Holder on the inside in the red there had nowhere to go. Nicky made the start, leans over the top of him straight away. Chris hits his front wheel on that curve. Bike unbalances, moves a little bit wide. Nicky goes down.
Chris Holder will be lucky to survive this, in my opinion. Off the inside gate.
Yeah, it's bunched up right there. Just see Nicky clinch that inside line. Bunched them all up. Chris Holder had nowhere to go. Antonio on the outside avoids it by moving wider. There goes Nicky on the ground. Referee's got to make a decision.
The decision is for all four riders back. And Pedersen and Holder having words here. Controversy, drama in the extreme. Well, it's all kicking off here in Torrent. The world title is on the line, and this is getting silly now. How much more dramatic can it get, Sam?
Drama, energy, it's all there. The excitement is there. Nicky's been pulled back to his stall there, settled down. Jason Crump has taken Chris Holder into the hallway.
Well, this is a massive help for Chris Holder to have somebody like Jason Crump advising him.
Out of the start, Nicky makes a great start off gate 2. He knows now he can control the first corner. Leans straight to the inside. Look at his front wheel right next to the green. And there is Chris Holder, nowhere to go. Front wheel gets over the curb, unbalances him, pushes over. Nicky goes down. That was, to me, first turn bunching. It could have went either way.
Was the referee right?
I believe the first turn bunching, it's a championship. Let him go out there and race for it.
Oh, absolutely. It's great that we've got all four riders back from that point of view. There is an argument, though, I'm sure, that Chris could have been excluded there. As we build up to the second semi-final once again, will it be a clean getaway this time around? Holder's made a beauty off the inside gate. Chris Holder has made a beautiful start. Pedersen hunts him down. Here comes Lindback. This would end Nicky Pedersen's title charge. If it stays like this now, Chris Holder will be the new World Speedway champion. We're into lap 2, and Pedersen is just desperate now to get through. Has to get into second place. It's looking good for Holder.
Nicky Pedersen throwing everything he's got into this one right now. Antonio really in good form tonight, is holding that second spot. Look at him, he'll come back on Nicky. Nicky's not gonna have it easy, is he? He's sitting there holding on to that third place.
Yeah, and it's not enough, Sam. This will be the end for Nicky Pedersen. Chris Holder has that lead. He's heading through to the final. Antonio Lindback is there with him. Pedersen is off the pace and surely knows it's all over for him now. Chris Holder down the back straight for the final time. 25 years of age. He's about to be crowned world champion for the first time in his career. And Chris Holder of Australia is the champion of the world.
Ha, ha, ha! Look at that delight in this guy's... Man, he's happy, I can tell you. In front of the home crowd, he represents his club in the Polish league. Went out there, did the business.
He's got his family all around him here as well. His parents have made the journey to Poland from Australia. His engine tuner, Peter Johns, is there as well. Jason Crump's waiting to congratulate him. It is a very special night. Pedersen knows it's been a fantastic effort from the Dane, but there is a new world champion. And many congratulations to Chris Holder at the age of 25, taking his first world title, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Oh yeah, lots and lots of racing left from this guy right there. He's been quietly pursuing this challenge, and he's done it.
What a performance. Holder the winner, Antonio Lindback second. They're through to the final. Nicky Pedersen's night is over with 9 points. And just to confirm now that Holder moves on to 15, Lindback 13, and they are into the final with Saifudanov and Pedersen knowing their night is over. Let the celebrations begin for Chris Holder. He's still got a final to race in. Greg Hancock congratulates him, and I'm sure this man, although he's absolutely devastated, I'm sure he will do the sporting thing and congratulate Chris in due course.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, Nicky Pedersen knew he was trailing Chris Holder by 2 points coming to this thing. It's Chris Holder's home track. Antonio's out there too in good form right now. They had to race for it in this race. It didn't go all Chris's way, but he made a good start the second time in it.
Well, that is the race that champions are made of. A stunning start, and he had the race under control, and the fans show their appreciation. His pit crew as well. It's a new champion, Chris Holder.
Chris Holder, you are the World Speedway champion.
What? Dude, I got no words. This is unbelievable. Got to thank my boys. Worked hard all night, and we kept cool, and we just did the thing. Johnsy for being here helping. Mum and Dad and brother and are in the stand, girlfriend Celie and little Max, and unreal, man. This ain't gonna sink in for a long time. And I gotta thank Jason too. You know, he's been here and done that so many times before and grabbed me, and you know, we had a chat before the semi, then after the little first corner incident we had another chat, and just, you know, kept me cool. And there's massive pressure racing. There's nothing bigger pressure than that.
Well, nice scenes here. Nicky Pedersen, as we did say, doing the sporting thing and congratulates the new champion. So, to the final.
Chris Holder.
His first ride as world champion.
Greg Hancock.
Going out as the former world champion, but a good guy.
Antonio Lindback.
In brilliant form.
Tomasz Gollo.
Only dropped 1 point tonight. Can he win it?
Well, what a night he's had, absolutely, Sam. Now, Greg Hancock, if he wins the final, will go level with Nicky Pedersen. We will have a runoff for second place. So there's still plenty more to come. Thomas Gollop goes off the inside in red. Antonio Lindback, gate 2 in blue. Hancock, watch out for him in white. If he wins, we've got a runoff for the silver medal. Chris Holder goes off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. A reminder as well, in the final, your points are doubled. 6 for a win, 4 for second, 2 for third, and nothing for finishing last here in the final of the FIM Torrance Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. And what a start from Chris Holder. The new world champion is buzzing. He's on a high. He's just made it from gate 4. Sensational start. Gollum second. Lindback is third in blue. Lindback comes up the inside though. Hancock's trailing at the back now. Gollum goes to the back. What a race. This is like exhibition speedway. But Chris Holder has got the lead. And what a way to celebrate.
Oh, drama! Right when we were just building it all up there, Nigel, it went boom. Chris Holder's bike stop. Antonio, good fortune now, is leading this one. Hancock's snicked into second place. Golub's on the high line and still on.
Can you imagine if that was what the world title depended on? Now Hancock, if he can pass Lindback, will have a runoff for the silver medal. Lindback has that lead. Gollum's come round the outside now. Gollum's going to push hard for the win. We're into the last lap. All 3 riders in contention here. Lindback with the lead. Here comes Mr. G, high and wide. He's getting the drive, but Antonio Lindback just about hangs on, and Lindback gets the second win of his Grand Prix career. What an amazing conclusion to an amazing year of Grand Prix Speedway. And Antonio Lindback celebrating already until he sees Gollum over his shoulder and puts his hand back on the handlebars.
Oh boy, Chris Holder's looking at the bike. It's got him through this far. You know, they always say they always go great before they go bang. Well, he was leading that one and it went bang.
Well, Chris Holder's name was on the trophy. Lindback, Gollum, Hancock, the 1-2-3.
Greg Hancock, third on the night, third in the world.
Yeah, that's right. It feels like it's all about number 3 for me this year, but you know, I'm happy. I did my best all year, and I gave it my best shot. Everybody's fast in this game, and it's stiff competition.
Thomas, nearly a great finish to the year.
It's very popular in the Polish Speedway, and I'm very happy today. Good race, and congratulations, Chris Colin and Greg and Lindbergh. Maybe next year a little more better, and maybe gold and silver and bronze medal.
Antonio, you must have known something. You told me earlier tonight you were going to win this one.
Yeah, you know, like I was really up for it, you know, and yeah, you make a really good track today, you know, and I had fun out there, and I could win, so I'm really happy.
Well, it's all about one man and his family here tonight, the new champion of the world, Chris Holder at the age of 25, and I'm sure he's got it in his locker to win this many more times throughout his career. He's presented with the World Championship trophy in front of his home Polish fans. He rides for Torun, of course. Celebration time here. Let's confirm the final standings for 2012. Chris Holder, 8 points ahead of Nicky Pedersen. Greg Hancock with a bronze medal ahead of Thomas Gollum, and Freddie Lindgren gets 8th place.
Chris Holder, Greg told me that was very heavy. Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, but I feel pretty strong. But what can I say, man? This is what you dream of doing when you race Speedway, and to win a World Championship was unbelievable. To win it in Torun, you know, my home club here for the past 4 seasons, you know, I got to thank them guys. I wish I could have won the meeting tonight, and it was really good, but that engine decided to give up. And it's funny, that engine I raced in every race, in every Grand Prix, and it saved the big blow-up till after we got it, so thanks for the engine.
The most dramatic Grand Prix series since its inception, 9 different winners in 12 rounds, and we do it all again, starting in New Zealand next March.